Hi everyone, it's me, Joe in the garage. I took my daughter's Jeep this morning. I had to go to the bagel shop. My wife says I can't have one bagel in the morning, so now I have to have two. What are you gonna do? She says I need to be on a diet because I'm too heavy. Too heavy? Too heavy for who? Like, who's out there judging me that's gonna say, oh, Joel, you're too heavy? You know, that's the problem with people. You know, they judge too much. In their mind, they have an image of you like, oh, you should be thinner. You know, that's what they want. Maybe, like, you know, I'm heavy. Maybe because I like being a little bit heavier. Maybe, you know, if I was too thin, I'd float away like a balloon. So, I'm okay, you know, but what are you going to do? So, I got 2 shirts, a gift from my daughter and her boyfriend, from Dick's hardware store. Oh, sporting goods store. Who would name a sporting goods store Dick's? I don't know. Fucking crazy. But yeah, I tried them on and they were too small, so I had to exchange them for a triple X. But what are you gonna do? It's a bigger shirt. I'm a bigger guy, and I got a better color as well. But I got thrown out of the store because I'm walking around and they got really cool stuff. They got like baseball bats, baseball gloves. So I picked up a baseball bat and, you know, I pretended I was like, you know, in my high school days playing baseball. And I swung the bat and I hit a bunch of gloves on the shelves and the gloves went flying. And one glove hit, well, I guess one of the managers. So I ran down the aisle hiding. He couldn't find me because they had some tents on display that was set up. So I dove into one of the tents and I just sat there. And I heard him walking around looking for me, but he couldn't find me. I was in a tent. And then I snuck out of the tent. The manager has nothing else better to do, right? But to look for Joel in the garage. So that was an adventure. You know, now I'm sitting in the parking lot here. And I know I have to go home and deal with my daughter. She goes, you can't use the Jeep, Dad. You can't use the Jeep. It's my Jeep. You know, like, do you understand that? I don't understand that I can't use the Jeep, you know. I bought the Jeep. I pay for all the stuff being fixed on the Jeep. I pay for the insurance on the Jeep. I put gas in the Jeep, but I can't use the Jeep. Explain that to me. Maybe I should say to her, you know what? Joel in the garage is going to use the Jeep, and you can walk now. You can walk, and there you go. Have fun walking. I tell you, when I was a kid, I said, Dad, I wanted a car. I said, Dad, listen, I'm 17 years old. All my friends are driving. I want to drive. He goes, how do I know you know how to drive? I said, Dad, I got my driver's license. They tested me. And he goes, well, how do I know the teacher who tested you knows how to drive? I'm scared of you driving. So he goes, you have to prove to me that you know how to drive. So here's what he did. He took me for a walk around the neighborhood, and I had to make believe I was driving. I stood walking with my hands like this, and we went to a corner. He said, so now what do you do? What color is the light? I said red. So he said, stop. So then I had to stop. We stopped there. And then when the light turned green, he goes, what do? You go. So I go, I went. And then we came to an empty parking spot, and he goes, now park yourself in there. So I had to walk inside the parking spot, and then I came out, and then he told me to parallel. So I had to parallel myself back into the parking spot, in which I couldn't do. It took me 10 tries. Finally, after me and my dad walked for like 5 miles around the neighborhood, me pretending I was driving, he finally let me drive the car. And I could only go so many miles a day with it. He would look at the car. First he looked at it, he goes, okay, I got 65,000 miles on it. You can drive the car up to 65,010 miles. And when I came back, he looked at the mileage. It was 65,011 miles, 1 mile more. I got in trouble. I couldn't drive the car the next day. I was only allowed 10 miles. 10 miles a day to drive the car. The fucking guy was crazy. Absolutely nuts. Cuckoo. And whenever my dad said, hey, we're going on vacation, everyone piled in the car was a piece of shit. I never went with them. I said, Dad, I'm not going down the shore with you because you know what? Everyone piles in the car. We make it halfway down there. The car breaks down. Now we're in the car for 4 hours until a tow truck comes and takes us back home. That's not a trip down the shore, Dad. I'm not going. But what are you going to do? That's life. That's Joel in the Garage life. That's my life. So now I got to go to CVS Pharmacy. I got to get Duke his vitamins. I took Duke to the vet yesterday. You know, he got all like, you know, he was allergic to something, you know. So the vet goes, did you take him to the spa? I said, yeah, I took Duke to the spa the other day. About a week ago. When I say the other day, about a week ago, I took Duke to the spa, about a week ago, and I guess they used a cheap-ass shampoo on him, and they gave him all little pimples on his stomach. So now I noticed them, I took it to the vet, and the vet says to me exactly what I told him. Did you take your dog to the spa? I said, yes, vet, I did. I told you I took the dog last week to the spa. He goes, well, your dog's allergic to, I guess, the shampoo. He has little pimples on his stomach. I said, Doc, that's what I just told you. And then the doctor handed me a bill for $185. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not going to argue with him. He's an animal doctor. He could probably kick my ass. You know what I will do? I'll bring my cat to see him. My cat is vicious. I can't even touch my cat. You go by my cat, Giselle. The cat just looks at you. He attacks you, scratches you up. I'll take the cat there one day and say, here, Doc, check Giselle out. Get even with him. Then see if he gives me a bill for $185. I should have been a vet, but, you know, I wasn't smart enough. I really wasn't. I had a problem with math. Math is very difficult for Joel in the Garage. You know, you sit there and they give you a math problem like if a car travels 10 miles east and then turns around and travels 20 miles west and then turns around and then parks and you get out and get a cup of coffee, you come back in, what time you're going to make it to work? How the fuck do I know that? First of all, I wouldn't even stop and get a cup of coffee. I go to Dunkin' Donuts and get a donut. It makes no sense to me. So anyway, you know, I do a lot of Joel in the Garage videos. And I really enjoy doing them. And I think people like them. We're having a lot of fun. People will say, Joel, like, what do you actually do? Well, you know, believe it or not, I'm a comedian. I love comedy. I love making people laugh. Besides that, I'm a superhero. And being a superhero is not an easy job. It's very difficult. You know, first of all, I don't fly because one time I tried flying, I flew right into a building. I fucking got a really bad headache. I don't know if that ever happened to you. I don't know if you ever was flying one day. You fly into a building, you hit that glass, your head hurts for like a week. So fuck flying. I usually basically walk or drive or take the bus. So if the superheroes need it, it takes a little while for me to get there, but I do get there and I handle the situation. People say to me, Joe, how do you know you're a superhero? Well, you know, it's something that you don't really know, you just are. You know, you just are. What kind of powers do I have? Well, I have the power to become invisible, but I have a fucking problem with that because when I do become invisible, people can still see me. So I haven't mastered that power yet. And then I have the power of looking at someone. That really settles, you know, I'm in a situation, let's say I see two people arguing, the first thing I do is I go there and I look. That scares the shit out of the people. They usually run away. So I mastered that. It doesn't work on my wife because once I look at my wife like that, she usually just like laughs and calls me a stupid idiot. But she has some kind of defense on her. She has this like, she's like my kryptonite. Like none of my superpowers work on her. I don't know. I think she's a ninja. You know, I'm married. I never wanted to get married. I'll be honest with you. What happened was I went to a nightclub. I saw this girl dancing. I went up to her, asked her to dance, expecting for her to say, no, get away from me, loser. She said yes. Next thing I know, I was on the altar and the priest was asking me, like, do you want her as your wife? I didn't want to make her feel bad. I said yes. And next thing you know, I'm married. And she was funny. When I was dating her, first time I picked her up, she came out of her house with a suitcase. It was really weird. So I said, hi. And she said, hi. So I said, like, why do you got the suitcase? She goes, I take it with me when I go on dates. I said, well, what's in it? She says, a wedding gown. A wedding gown? She said, just in case. And I said, what else is in it? She goes, the wedding cake. I said, the wedding cake too? She goes, you never know. The people might want to be hungry. So she was prepared for marriage. She wanted marriage. So, we went on a date, went to see a movie. I took her out to eat. Most girls I took out to eat, they would sit there, look at the menu, they'd order a salad. And not her. She got a salad, soup, and entree, and 2 desserts. The kid can eat. So, what are you going to do? I married her. I'm married. Joe in the garage is married. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's my life. That's my life. So now I'm sitting in the Dick's Sporting Good parking lot here, just talking to you guys. I'm going to start making YouTube videos a little bit longer, like this one is. And I'm going to share my life with you guys. My life was pretty interesting. I try to film some interesting things that I'm involved with, different projects that I'm involved with, comedy that I'm doing, different things like that. I think it's enjoyable. I hope you have some laughs about it. I hope you have some fun. I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, this is Joe in the garage saying to you, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Bye-bye.